Hi, I'm coming to you from Pontiac, Michigan, and today we're going to do an unboxing video for this, which is called 10 Pieces of Bookmarker Cross-Stitch Kits, period. Egyptian cotton, 100% cotton, 14 count Ida with cotton lace cross-stitch bookmarkers. And I know I'm not supposed to order from Amazon, but the ambiguity of this item was intriguing. So just to let you know, I'm using these Fiskars titanium nonstick scissors. And this came in like a pouch. It came in this Amazon pouch that I think is plastic. So I'm glad I'm also ruining the environment and helping Amazon just like take over the world. So I gotta say, this was like a somewhat satisfying experience, mostly because I think my scissors are really smooth, so that's really nice. But I don't have a lot of feelings about this packaging. So now we go into the item, and we actually have a hold it up. We have this, which is like a plastic bag with snaps. So this is actually a lot fancier than the item I thought I was given. So this is very exciting. It looks like this is actually a kit instead of a random assortment of God knows what. And there's a QR code on it. So I guess these people are living in the present. But I'm gonna take this stuff out now. Oh, whoa, look at that. That's a nice size. You could reuse that. So now we have our beautiful, beautiful flosses. And it says Max Stitch, and it says stitchdmc.com. So I'm assuming this is DMC cross stitch
thread
embroidery floss. And it does come with the color numbers on the back. It does say 10 pieces of bookmarkers on it. I'm a little confused about whether, do other countries call bookmarks bookmarkers? I don't know. In terms of the color selection, I'm gonna say it's like really ugly because we got these Christmas tones over here, and then we have at least 7 different browns, with the only notable colors being red, green, and blue. This is dismal for my palette, but I appreciate this card. Next we go to the bookmarks, and we have a 10 count. It is cotton lace, which I guess I was excited about, but I am looking at the bookmarks and they're not well stretched. They're kind of wrinkly in a weird way. And then the stitching on the edge isn't very good. And you can see the hem stitching through the lace, which might be a problem for me, but we'll see. Either way, these are speaking to a low craft aesthetic I am going for. And there are 10 of them, and they are all white. 14 counts pretty standard. It did say this would come with needles, and honestly, I do really cherish the needles that come with cross-stitch kits because they are blunted with a very large eye, so they're very good for cross-stitch. And I can't seem to find a pack of them not in a cross-stitch kit. I don't know what to call them. But I am disappointed that there are only 2, but they are attached to a tiny piece of Ida cloth, which is a nice touch. Next, we have this very unprofessionally printed book, and by unprofessionally, I'm gonna say it definitely has the image quality of an inkjet printer. This really screams inkjet printer to me. And it says cross stitch, 10 pieces of bookmarkers, www.stitchdmc.com, made in China. And really, the image on the cover is what sold me on this kit, because there's these are all bookmarks with cross stitch sayings related to books. But this one in particular says, read the book, then see the video, with an image of a VHS. And that speaks to the kind of out-of-time nostalgia I enjoy. The back is also just like images of, I guess, cross-stitch designs you could do, but also maybe like, I'm trying to remember, whoever the painter of light is. Is this one of his Disney paintings? I don't know. Somehow there's
Thomas
Disney.
Kincaid.
Yeah, Thomas Kincaid, a fox, multiple Harry Potters, a sexy lady with what looks like a very decorated pepper shaker. I guess a grinder, and also a family of rabbits. So I'm not really sure what this is a mood board for, except I guess it is a mood board of hobbycraft. So I'm gonna open the book now. Oh, and it seems like each page is, has 2 bookmarks on it, and they're gridded out. So, and it does, the first one is a giraffe, and it says Tall Tales. The second one has a bear reading, I guess what is a book, but looks frankly like a lump of blue, and it says Baby's Name, Baby Book. These also have red C's in the middle to let you know that they are copyrighted. We have a cat with a fancy little bow tie that says, Cuddle Up with a Friend. We also have an owl, and it says, Who Done It? And we're on page 3 of God knows how many pages. Okay, we have a castle. It says Once Upon a Time. It's not so exciting. It's not so specific to reading either. And then there is Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, but over the letter I, there is a pair of glasses with like facial features that look like they are resting. Like the eyes are closed and they are smiling. It's strangely sinister. Speaking of sinister, we also have Things That Go Bump in the Night with a person reading a book that says horror, in case you couldn't, make that jump. And also a pair of scary eyes. This bookmark features a cat and a bird house with 5 hearts on it. And it says, Save My Place. Is this about environmentalism? It's about reading. Here we come to the reason I bought this kit. Read the book, see the video. And I must say, this is even more spectacular now that I can really get to see the pattern, because there is not only an image of a VHS at the bottom, but in the middle, what I couldn't tell what was, I just thought it was like a weird block, is actually the outlines of a copy of Hamlet. So I guess that this is imploring us to read the play Hamlet before we watch the Mel Gibson version. Next we have Make Time to Read with a clock who's up to no good. Why is he so happy? I don't know.
Because he's made time to read.
Oh, because Jane informs me he has made time to read, and that is why he's happy.
Yeah.
Now we are nearing the end of the book, and we come to some vague instructions. That's always an interesting thing with cross-stitch kits, because most of it seems pretty self-explanatory, but there is a how-to kit. So how much information do you need to include? And basically, this is like a symbol and color guide, the quantity of thread, and also a basic understanding to explain that you do French knots, you do cross stitch, and you do back stitch for outlines. These are the 3 basic stitches you use in cross stitch. I think cross stitch is wonderful because it's really accessible, because it's a gridded surface and you have to worry less about the tension you're holding in your hand as you stitch, and the cloth, you don't have to make the cloth as taut. So it's really an easy place for beginners for embroidery. It also tells you that the center point for each pattern is marked out by a red C. I guess that's what the red C is for, not for copyright.
Kind of disappointing.
And then the final page is Why Choose Us? And it outlines 6 points about why this particular cross stitch kit is the kit you need, and I just wanna just really appreciate that these people took the time to inkjet print this page, telling me that they pack each package with 30% extra thread than what you need. And then there's some stitch instructions. And then it's the end of the book. I also want to point out that this is spiral bound. So that gives an interesting quality of like school project that I find very compelling. So I'm really excited. I don't know if I'm going to stick with the patterns in the book, the book of book patterns, but I am definitely excited to express my love of reading through craftivism.